Hey everybody, it's April, and I just had like a thought that I wanted to share with you guys, and it was about one of the ways I work through my anxiety, which is just fear, by the way, but I'll use anxiety because that's what people are used to when you have anxiety disorder or you're talking about it in general. So I take this handstand class. I've always been afraid of handstands. I've never learned how to cartwheel. I never learned how to do handstands. Always had this weird irrational fear. Don't not too sure where it comes from. I think I have an idea, but I'm not too sure. So when I go to this class, I'm nervous. I seem to be the only one, even out of the newer students, that does not know how to do a handstand, and it makes me feel insecure. And the point that I'm trying to make is that it's so powerful because I want to learn how to do handstands, obviously, like I said, because it was always this fear I didn't understand and working my way through it. But that's the whole point, is the working my way through it, and you will hit, right? Not just being the new one. I'm not very flexy, I feel like all weird and that's the whole point. It's you're working through all of that stuff. You're hitting your insecurities, and you're facing them head on. So I'm in the class. I also do aerial hoop, and my upper body has never been really that strong because of my kyphosis, and my posture is bad. So, pull-ups is a difficult thing. Not totally weak, but it's been difficult. And going through these classes, and I'm like, oh man, I can't pull myself up on a hoop, or I can't get my legs quite up, and I might need somebody to spot me. But I'm really good at holding something. Once I get there, I take direction, and it's like, oh man, okay, you can do it. You can do it. Don't give up. You know, Even though people will tell you not to compare yourself with somebody else, sometimes that happens. I think it might be natural on some level, but how you process that is the difference. So you might look at someone and you can see they're further along than you are. And what I do is I congratulate them. I applaud them. I'm like, yes, and because that's where I want to be. I'm not going to be that person just because I'm not there yet. That I gotta be jealous of you, or I don't like saying hating, but you know what I'm saying, or I'm envious or whatever. Even if I'm feeling insecure, I can still give praise and give love out to somebody that I see, hey, they put in that work. That's dope. Like, that's where I'm aspiring to. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not that person. And even that is growth. You know what I'm saying? Because you can bottle up, and, you can act a certain way. Some people don't talk to other people because they feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So you really do, by doing something that let's say you're not good at, but that you want to do, it really helps you work through all that anxiety and that fear and that insecurity. It could be yoga, whatever, working out, you know what I'm saying? But you really do hit certain points. I know I keep saying insecurity, and I apologize. This was just something off the dome. Actually, I don't apologize. It's just something off the dome that I wanted to share. Hit me tonight. And yeah, like I was saying, you just hit. I'm trying to think of another word besides just the insecurities, the fears. So memories may come back, flood. When you was afraid of doing things, you might feel that you can't do this, whatever it is that you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? You might not, you might be really nervous to schedule that next class. What I do a lot is I'm very open. I'm very open about how I feel. I'm very open about where I'm at. I'm very big on self-development, and I ask a lot of questions for me to further develop myself. So if I have a pain somewhere, I ask why. I can work on it, when I'm not around in classes. If I notice certain things, like even putting my palms flat ground, and I noticed I can't really get my hands flat on the ground. And then I was told that, oh, my wrist is tight in certain, I guess when it bends certain areas. I didn't know that. And I was like, cool. I love learning about me. And that also helps with your anxiety because you're learning about yourself. The more you're you, honestly, the key is when you're you, the true you, the anxiety and everything will go away. I feel like a lot of times the anxiety is there. It's just the fear is because you're not living, who you are. You're not being you. You're probably doing a lot of things opposite of what you want to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So let's say you wanted to be a dancer and you stuck in a corporate job, so to speak, or in the office. You're doing the opposite, and then you wonder, like, why you upset? Because that's not who you want to be. You want to be this dancer. You know what I'm saying? So let's say when you start taking, let's say, those dance classes, you like, oh my God, you seeing people freaking, doing their thing, ow, and you nowhere near that. And sometimes you may feel like, oh man, see, I'm not supposed to do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really good at it. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, you work at it. You take it step by step. You've been sitting at a cubicle or a desk for years or months or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Your body, you got to get your body, ready for that, and your mind and your spirit and soul and everything. But I tell you this, even when you're going through all that and you maybe feeling uncomfortable in your skin, doing whatever, taking whatever classes or whatever you're doing, it'll be a feeling that it's right. You're like, oh, this is, even though, man, that first day was rough, I ain't kill it. Ah, man, something to feel like, yo, but this is it. This is right. And I don't think that's something that's really talked about a lot. Especially when I know people going through that have anxiety disorder and things like that. But trusting your feelings is very important, and it's not really emphasized. Not from from my standpoint. It probably is for other people, and that's cool, and that's beautiful. But trusting in your feelings is key. And if you move like that, you know what I'm saying? I like the anxiety will start to dissipate. It has to, because you're coming more in line with who you are. You're not fighting against yourself. So the more you're going against who you are, you're fighting against yourself. How can you not have this fear and anxiety? To me, you know what I'm saying? So that's just some of the things that, like, I notice when I'm trying to do these handstands. It just being upside down going forth, it's creepy, but I applaud myself also when I do it. The beginner, whether I was spotted or not, it really don't matter. I still have to put myself up there, and I still have to hold myself. Don't discredit. That's another thing. It's like, don't discredit any any achievements that you make, even if you think they seem very small or trivial. Pat yourself on the back or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I remember, if anybody does yoga, I was able to do a lizard pose for the first time, even though I was on blocks, but I always could get one arm down and not the other. And I was in class like, yay, I was able to get my forearm on this other block. I didn't care at the moment. I was applauding myself. And then, the instructor applauded me, and other people was like, yeah, that's dope. I wasn't trying to be that person that craves attention or anything, but it's a big thing to be in the moment. And I was just in that moment, and I was celebrating at that moment. You know what I'm saying? My accomplishment that I realized. Those are important things. But yeah, definitely being in the moment. It doesn't matter what you couldn't do. It don't matter. Hey, you wanted to do, let's say you wanted to do the splits, right? They call it splits. Okay, whatever, the splits. And you was like, man, but I'm 30, 40, 20 something, whatever. It don't matter. Years old, and you be like, I was never able to do it. It don't matter. You here now. And as long as there's breath in your body, you can still do it. And it's like, you're here now. It's okay. You can do it. It's like we sometimes, we live, I know I experienced that with me. I live too far back in the past or too much in the future, but I've always had a problem with the now, which further fueled my anxiety. You know what I'm saying? But I was never in it now. So I try very hard to just be in the moment and be like, yo, okay, I have fitness goals and whatever I never totally got. But you know what? I'm here now. I'm 36. I'm about to crush it. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what happened in my 20s. I'm here now. And I embrace it. And whether I feel awkward, you know what I mean? Or if I'm not feeling flexy or whatever, you know, I embrace it. Another thing that's important is, hey, if you're a female, even if you're a dude, it don't matter. You see somebody doing good, ask questions. I don't know if that's a thing, a issue with men, but I know my ladies, from what I've seen, because it would happen to me. You know, I would be sometimes the slimmest person on a treadmill, and I would get the hate and people trying to compete with me, and I would get the side eye and all that. And I'm like, yo, that's not necessary. I'm very approachable, very nice person. I'm like, yo, just ask me what I'm doing. Just ask me what I'm doing. I share. I talk to you all day. That's what I do. It's who I am. You know, I'm like, yo, why can't we learn from each other? Yo, you did some dope shit on that tread. I could maybe, pick your brain about. But, you know, since you want to look at me, you want to be where I'm at, but you won't want to, you know what I'm saying? You want to have this animosity that you really have towards yourself. You don't even know me. It has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, we could be building relationships and chilling, you know what I'm saying, and crushing it and working out on programs and doing this, but no. I don't know. It's weird. Don't be that person. You know what I'm saying? Don't be that person. Somebody they got their gains on, they working out, they doing their thing, yo, salute them, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, put love out. Always just put love out. It's love. Just put love out. Even when you be like, Dad, I'm feeling crappy. I'm not saying to be phony. I'm just saying there's no need to like put that envy and jealousy and all that shit because you feeling that. That's not the other person. The other person ain't do shit to you. That's you. You understand what I'm saying? They really the person you see that's doing a thing is just the reflection of where you want to be or who you are inside. So it's just like, yo, salute them, man. Even if somebody acts stink or whatever, or don't say nothing. Hi, man. You'd be surprised how that'll lighten you up. And how and even maybe how, real talk, how that'll lighten up the room. You ever been in a room and everybody kind of seem nervous, like people want to kind of say things to each other, but they don't. But yo, when you come up in the spot and you man, you just coming in there with your love, you know, you got light around you, you know what I'm saying? You saluting people, you saying hi. You ever notice how other people loosen up and start talking to each other? That happens this time with me, and I notice it. You know what I'm saying? I speak. I'm gonna ask the teacher questions, and then I start noticing other people, they kind of loosen up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, I'm not saying, oh, I don't know if all the time, like I'm saying it's me or whatever, but I think, you know, your energy, you know what I'm saying? And all that stuff is infectious, and they get in the room and then everybody like, yo, it gets lighter in there. Not to say sometimes it always got to be tense, but you'd be surprised what your energy will do for others and somebody else. You might have somebody in the class or wherever you going, whatever you doing, participating in, that's mad nervous, and your hello, you know what I'm saying? Your energy, or even if you don't speak, right? If you don't speak, your energy, what that did for that other person, maybe that helped them open up. You just don't know, man. It's not worth walking around shitty and upset. You understand what I'm saying? It's just not worth it, and actually it feeds the anxiety. It's just gonna feed it. But yo, the more you start walking around with just love and positivity, even when you be like, yo, I don't know, but I'm gonna give it my best, man. I'm gonna go out here and do my thing, man. Yo, you not feeding the anxiety. You know what I'm saying? And slowly it'll start to dissipate, and your days, you know what I'm saying, it'll feel a lot lighter. I'm not talking about better. I'm saying lighter. You know what I'm saying? You know, because you got all these like weight. It's like all this weight on you, man. But you'd be surprised, you know, what's fueling the issues that's going on with you that, you know, you may not look at, you know, the people around you, you know, how you feeling, what you eating, what you doing, you know what I'm saying? Who in your space? Everybody got energy. Everything has energy to it. So, you know, it's like, you got to be careful with that. And these are things that'll feed your anxiety. So when I walk around And I start looking for like, let's say yoga is something I'm on and off with. And I remember saying to myself, I want to go to a company, but I want something more intimate. I like those intimate, nice, small spaces that feel like family. Like we could talk, shoot the shit and have a good time. And all of a sudden, when I'm looking for studios, I'm noticing they would be smaller and smaller. Some of the biggest classes was like only 7 people, and that was a stretch. And I liked that feel. And I would go places, and I would love the way the people was. I didn't feel judged. I'm already judging myself, right? Real talk. And it's like I didn't need other people feeling like other people was gonna judge me. And I would go different places, and if it didn't feel right, I ain't mess with it. If it felt right, I stuck with it. All that stuff adds, and adds or not add to your anxiety, right? It's like, yo, you go with your feeling. You don't underestimate that. Even if you smell something, you walk in there, and some people are they'll smell things. You know what I'm saying? If you smell something and you be like, I don't know what this is, something smell a little weird. I don't know if something's off. Don't mess with it. If you go somewhere and the energy is off, don't mess with it. You don't even have to even understand. You know what I'm saying? Why? You could be trying to figure that out damn near all your life. All you know is something fucked up and you ain't supposed to be messing with it. That's it. And it may come to you why later on, or it may not, but listen to that. You know what I'm saying? That's like what, your intuition? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you listen to that. You pay attention, and that'll guide you. And that will help also with like not feeding the anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Like not contributing to it. You know what I'm saying? All these little things that might not seem they have nothing to do with each other. It will. And because it's you being you. You trusting yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're not relying so much. You're not so in your head. Like I'm so in my head, which is cool, but that's good for like imaginary things or whatever. But I'm not supposed to be making my decisions from my head. That's supposed to be from my gut. So, but you know, we're wired to think, make decisions and from your mind and everything. Your brain get burnt out because it's not supposed to be doing that, right? So, at least with me, it's like, yo, my gut has never steered me wrong, but you don't know how to use it properly. Like, has something real come to you real quick, and you ain't jump on it, and something happened, you like, damn, I should have, I should have jumped on it. Oh, it was so quick. It's like your gut is very decisive. It's not indecisive, and it's quick. It's gonna come. It's real, and it's like, okay, little by little, I start to trust that more and more. That helps. That helps a lot. Oh my God, that helps a lot. And don't always try to understand it. You know what I'm saying? Some people may not understand why you're moving the way you are. And that's cool. You still trying to figure it out. You don't always have to explain yourself to everybody. So if your friends is going to one yoga studio, I'm just using these as an example. It could be whatever, playing ball or whatever, and you don't want to go there. People like, yo, but why? And you getting rided on. It's like, yo, it's cool, man. See y'all later. Yo, have a good time. If you don't, because you may not even understand, but even if you do, you don't have to try to get somebody to understand what you doing. You know what I'm saying? So just things I learned, little tips for like just how to, it's not even about dealing with anxiety. It's like getting rid of it. Real talk. Just, and the more the more you're you. I'm talking about really you, who you truly, let's say, was put into this world to be. When you become that person, all that stuff have to leave. All that stuff have to dissipate. I notice a lot of times my conflict came from, it's like, yo, but I'm doing stuff that's outside of me. And the more I'm me, the less anxiety I have. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that helps. Just wanted to share. Y'all have a good night or good morning, depending where you live. Good afternoon. Peace. Love y'all all.